Assalamu alaikum, Varahmatullah, dear religious brothers and sisters. Whatever your beliefs, the one thing you cannot deny is death. We are faced with the fact that we do not know when death will come. There are differences of opinion about the existence of life after death. Perhaps you have at least once thought about the possibility of saying that there is no afterlife. Is there a life after death? And if so, what are the evidences? How does believing or not believing in it affect a person? We will explain it all in this video. In the Risale-i Nur, Master Bediüzzaman presents many evidences for the existence of the afterlife. These evidences are really strong evidences within the framework of reason and logic. First of all, if we say that there is an Allah, we must accept him with all his names and attributes. Let us remember that there is wisdom, justice, and mercy in everything Allah does, and that there is no waste, and that he has infinite power. There are many messages in life about the existence of the hereafter. The important thing is to be able to read them. For example, is it easier for a commander to gather an army out of nothing and put it under his command, or to reunite an army that has learned its duty, met each other, and dispersed to rest? In the same way, all the creations that Allah is currently carrying on in a perfect order without any problems and without interfering with each other are proofs that he can also make a second creation. 168,276 people have been born on Earth in the last 24 hours today alone, and this flow continues every day without interruption. The revival of nature in the spring after the dead earth cover of winter, or the regeneration of 3.8 million cells in the human body every second, are signs for us to understand the resurrection after death. The fact that Allah has absolute justice makes the existence of the hereafter obligatory. There must be a recompense for the events that happen to the innocent and the evil deeds of the oppressors. Sometimes this can lead to rebellion because it is impossible to find true justice in the world. The oppressor remains in his glory and the oppressed in his misery and passes away from this world. Some evils are too great to be repaid in this world, just as some good deeds are too important to deserve an eternal reward. Another attribute of Allah is that he is generous. He fulfills the needs of every creature in the universe in the most perfect way. For example, a generous person should give in proportion to the amount of what he has because of his generosity. Since Allah has the attribute of infinite generosity, there must be an infinite act of giving. The blessings in the world are very small compared to the treasure of Allah. They are just shadows. There has to be an eternal life where we can fully contemplate Allah's generosity, where we can reach the originals of these shadows. All Muslims, especially our Prophet, pray for an eternal paradise. Allah, who says that he will answer all prayers, will answer these prayers as well. The human nature is always inclined towards the infinite. We can easily understand this with our insatiability, even in our short life in this world. You see something I really want and you say, I want this and nothing else. But when you have it, it becomes very normalized and you immediately aim for something better. This is always the case. Infinite love, infinite desire to have. The world is insufficient for these qualities built into our nature. There has to be a new life where we can fulfill our need for eternity. Allah does not waste anything. He protects and records everything from the slightest effort of man to the marvelous arts in the universe. It is against Allah's rules for these to simply disappear one day for no reason. Of course, everything must have an accounting and a return. Allah promises an eternal life for his servants, and all visible deeds prove that this promise cannot cause him any difficulty. For those who think that there cannot be an afterlife, Master Bediüzzaman gives the following example. A traveler closes his eyes from the light of the sun and tries to illuminate his horrible path with the light of his head torch like a star beetle, as easy as it is for Allah to create a tree. It is just as easy for him to create a spring and resurrect the whole humanity. The one who denies this is like a person who denies the sun and tries to illuminate his path with the mote of light in himself. Unless this terrifying journey we are walking on this earth is illuminated by the belief in the hereafter, we will continue to walk in darkness. If life were only about this world we live in, it would be meaningless.
Who are you? Where did you come from? Where are you going?
We sometimes forget where we are going. There is an eternal life where we will give an account for the life we have lived here. Remember that we do not live in this world. We are just passing through this world. Belief in the hereafter is one of the greatest pillars of human life in this world. Faith and belief in the hereafter are encoded in human nature. A person who believes in Allah and the hereafter meets his nature and gains a harmony with his inner world. When he does not do this, he continues his life in a quarrel with the world. Faith in the hereafter saves life from meaninglessness. It gives meaning to mortal life, gives hope for life, and this hope makes the difficulties of life easier. It increases the power of endurance against trials because knowing that all of them are temporary is the greatest source of consolation for us. Belief in the hereafter prevents a great deal of evil in society. If we lived with this awareness, sins and harm would not increase to such an extent. Faith in the hereafter develops a sense of justice, teaches people to live a balanced life, and most importantly, prepares people for the afterlife. We are given a capital of life. This capital is given to us to use for both the world and the hereafter. 24 hours given every day are not given to us to use only the world. This capital has the potential to earn us paradise, but if we spend it only on worldly affairs, the capital will be garbage. Isn't it interesting that people who use their minds even in the simplest worldly trade are so careless about their eternal life? You may have all the reasons to live right now, but there is no guarantee that you will live 10 minutes later. As we said at the beginning of the video, we are faced with the reality of death and the hereafter, which we do not know when it will come. Let us listen to these words of Master Bediüzzaman as a warning to our souls. Prepare yourselves, you will go to another permanent country, such a country that this country is like a dungeon compared to it. If you listen to this edict and obey it well, you will go to the Sultan's Sultanate and be the recipient of his mercy, or if you rebel and do not listen, you will be thrown into dungeons. Dear brothers and sisters, we have opened this channel to explain our religion Islam as much as possible. Some of you who are watching may already know what I'm going to tell you, but may have forgotten it in the distraction of the world, and some of you may not know it at all and will learn it through us. My request to Allah is this. I hope that this channel will be a beacon of hope and a reason to stand up again for many of our brothers and sisters who are stuck in the swamp of the world. If you like our channel, if we were able to teach you something, please like and comment so that it reaches more people. By liking and commenting, you become a partner in this good deed.